What's up guys, DFox here. Now early in October, Google just released their two phones for 2016, and this time they've dropped the Nexus branding in favor of the Pixel branding. So right off the bat, both phones are designed by HTC, and the only difference between the two being the screen size and the battery size. The XL having the biggest of everything, obviously. Other than that, everything else is essentially the same. Now design-wise, one can clearly tell the phones were made by HTC with design cues lifted straight from the HTC 10. Everything from the metal unibody to the chamfered edges and the beautiful rounded corner. The major standout thing in the Pixel's design is that they have a piece of glass covering the top part of the phone's back. Despite the beautiful design, the phones have rather large bezels, especially the top and bottom bezels. The top bezel is understandable as it has to hold all the sensors, but the bottom one shouldn't really be there because the phones use on-screen keys. There's no capacitive keys, and the fingerprint sensors are on the back, not the front. And as for the speakers, they are mounted at the bottom, so there's really absolutely
just a blank piece of bezel.
The Pixel has a 5-inch 1080p display, while the XL has a 5.5-inch Quad HD display. Both are now using AMOLED panels, which in my opinion are among the best. And they both have the new Snapdragon 821 chipset with 4GB of RAM, so performance is obviously top-notch. And the presence of a USB Type-C didn't kill the 3.5mm headphone jack. It's still present at the top. Both phones are using Android 7.1, and the UI remains stock Android. Google has dropped the Google Now launcher in favor of a new Pixel launcher. This time, the app drawer is caught up by swiping up from the dock, and if you long press on an icon, it calls up shortcuts to actions of that particular app. A little feature borrowed from another cell phone by another manufacturer, iPhone, and most of the icons are now circular. Not all of them, but most. And if you long press the home key, it calls up the Google Assistant, which is basically just Google Now on tap on steroids. It's basically just a voice assistant like Siri, and you can basically control your phone using your voice. Not a big deal, but Google seems to be making a big deal of it. Both phones have 12-megapixel rear cameras and 8-megapixel front cameras. The camera app is obviously bare bones, just like previous Google phones. But there are some new features, like if you wrist twist where the camera app is open, you can switch between the front camera and the rear camera. A little something borrowed from Motorola phones. And the shutter speed seems decent. And from the sample footage that I've seen, these have the steadiest video ever. And DxOMark did give these cameras a very high rating, so I'm guessing the picture quality should be good, and from the samples I've seen, it's really not that bad. The battery capacities are 2770 mAh and 3450 mAh for the Pixel and Pixel XL respectively. I can't really comment on the battery life, but the numbers seem decent, and I'm guessing they should be able to last a full day. To wrap this up, both phones are great, but I don't really see anything special about these phones. I mean, they have no standout features. And with the cheapest one being $649, I wouldn't really recommend these phones. Especially when you consider that you can get phones like the OnePlus 3, which has 6GB of RAM for $400. Or you can get the ZTE Axon 7, which has insane sound quality, also $400. Let's just hope Google knows what they're doing. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one.